And this is a symbol of continuity and coordination between all the leaders, the voice that carries ASEAN's vision between summits to the heartbeat of our regional machinery. And representing the collective strength of the Gulf, the Secretary General of the GCC, a testament to the evolving and enriched ties between Southeast Asia and the Arab world, bound by common values and shared aspirations. Together, this gathering embodies a rare harmony of East and West, tradition and innovation, diplomacy and development. With every dialogue today, plants a seed for tomorrow's transformation, and every handshake reaffirms the bridges we've built and the ones we are yet to cross. Let this be a reflection and to resolve, because in every milestone we mark, every partnership we strengthen, we are shaping the next chapter of regional and the global innovation for our people, for all of us, and for the next generations to come.
And this summit, though formally ASEAN GCC in structure, now takes on a broader scope with China's involvement, a quiet but profound signal that regionalism today cannot exist in silos. ASEAN is China's largest trading partner, and the GCC, rich in energy and capital, is an increasingly vital partner with China. The convergence of these three blocs points to a multipolar global order defined by connectivity, economic diversification, and diplomatic agility. And China's involvement is expected to complement the goals of ASEAN and GCC member states. In fact, trilateral cooperation is already emerging in sectors such as green energy transition, port and maritime development, halal economy, Islamic finance, and digital infrastructure, all of which are focal points of today's summit discussions.
Malaysia as the host extends not just on hospitality, but a massive hope, hoping that the summit becomes a catalyst for a meaningful progress, hoping that policies being discussed today or yesterday in this room translate into impactful action, and hoping that the relationships forged today become the real foundations of an even more prosperous tomorrow for the future of all of us. From the corridors of the diplomacy to the streets of our cities, to the halls and rural communities, the decision made here will shape lives across ASEAN and beyond, and together we can make it.
And we are now in anticipation as the hall fills with dignitaries and high-level officials waiting for the ASEAN GCC China session to officially commence. This is one of the most highly anticipated segments of the summit, bringing together three major regional powers under one strategic platform. The upcoming discussions are expected to deepen economic and political collaboration, enhance interregional connectivity, and lay the groundwork for a more resilient, inclusive, and cooperative Asia-Middle East partnership. As delegates take their final positions and the stage is set, this session marks a significant milestone in shaping future global alignments and shared prosperity. And stay with us as we bring you updates from this historic moment.
With the ASEAN Summit 2025, we're focusing to economic integration, the crisis in Myanmar, to the South China Sea disputes, and the external partnerships, where a significant focus was on addressing the impact of various tariff hikes. Now, from the regional supply chains to expanding digital connectivity, and from enhancing educational exchange to pioneering sustainable development, each walk to partnership forging at the summit becomes a cornerstone of tomorrow's breakthrough. And this is where diplomacy meets design, and this is where policy becomes progress, and we are the witnesses for today's event.
And now, in a moment filled with symbolism and significance, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim enters the hall, walking alongside leaders from ASEAN, GCC and China. Their united entrance reflects the growing synergy between these powerful regions, a collective stride toward deeper cooperation, mutual respect, and a shared global vision. The atmosphere is one of the focus and anticipation as these leaders take their places, ready to engage in dialogue that could shape the direction of interregional partnerships for years to come.
And as the Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, engages with the Chinese counterpart, we are witnessing a photography session between all regions, nations that understand the value of dialogue, togetherness, stability, commitment, communication in an increasingly interconnected world where conversations are being met.
As the leaders gather for the official photo session, a powerful symbol of strategic alignment, let's acknowledge that this is more than a ceremonial summit. This is a forum that is quietly shaping the future landscape of global cooperation.
The first photo. Allow me to count in 3, 2, 1. And now the ASEAN way, right hand over the left. Allow me to count once again. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Your Excellencies.
There is more than ceremonial. It symbolizes solidarity, mutual respect, and shared responsibility among ASEAN member states and their partners.
Now, the ASEAN summit this year marks a defining moment in trade diplomacy. With global economic realignment underway, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his counterparts and all leaders are exploring for deeper trade integration, connections to across economy, manufacturing, and regional supply chains. And today, we are witnessing ASEAN.
With all heads of state and government are now here, including China, the summit officially begins. We now await the keynote remarks that will set the tone for this historic trilateral moment.
Alongside our regional leaders who are graced by the distinguished presence of the Gulf Cooperation Council GCC, friends and partners from the Middle East, whose economic dynamism and diplomatic influence echo across continents.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon. Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Excellencies. On behalf of the government and people of Malaysia and my comrades, ASEAN comrades, I am honored to welcome you to Kuala Lumpur for this historic ASEAN, GCC and China summit. For the first time, ASEAN, the GCC and China come together in this unique configuration. 3 partners, each rich in history, civilization, culture, and shared aspirations. 3 regions booming, fantastic achievements. GCC, now becoming center for financial strength, AI and digital, and of course, their core pillar, energy. China has transformed not only China, but also the regional economy and the international scene with their capacity to embark and affect change and reform gigantic strides in many areas. First, in terms of effective methods in battling the issue of poverty, very effective. And then, of course, in terms of their economic performance and excellence, and their performance in digitalization and AI and new technology. And ASEAN, of course, as I said and repeatedly said in many meetings, the friendly, trust, and working collaboration between countries is unrivaled. We work together, we think together, and from Vientiane last year and before that from Jakarta to Vientiane, now Malaysia, next year Manila, we focus on the core issues, fundamental issues, and we discuss and achieve this understanding. Because of that, we have registered peace, one of the most peaceful regions in the world, and fastest growing economy in the world. Now, the theme of this summit, synergizing economic opportunities towards shared prosperity, resonates deeply with Malaysia's ASEAN chairmanship under the theme inclusivity and sustainability. Now, the ties between these three regions, GCC, ASEAN, and China, are deep and enduring. From the ancient Silk Road to the vibrant maritime networks of Southeast Asia to modern trade corridors, our peoples have long connected through commerce, culture, and sharing of ideas. We have Makkah and Medina, a center for millions of pilgrims. We have centers around Oman, which became the major trading route through the region. And of course, the other countries in the GCC. And historically here, centers such as Malacca exemplified this tradition, serving vital crossroads linking East and West. Today, ASEAN carries forward that legacy on a broader scale, emerging as a dynamic crossroads of global commerce, innovation, and opportunity. ASEAN's GDP reached $3.8 trillion, making it world's fifth, some say fourth largest economy. That same year, 23, total trade with the GCC stood at $130.7 billion, which FDI inflows of $300.2 billion. China, meanwhile, remained ASEAN's largest trading partner with $700 billion in trade and $17.3 billion in FDI. This indicates the immense existing linkages as well as substantial untapped potential. ASEAN, GCC, and China collectively represent a combined GDP of $24.87 trillion and growing exponentially, with a population of approximately 2.15 billion and growing slowly. The collective scale offers vast opportunities to synergize our markets, deepen innovation, and promote cross-regional investment. I'm confident that ASEAN, GCC, and China can draw upon our unique attributes and shape a future that is more connected, more resilient, and more prosperous for generations to come. ASEAN has long demonstrated that regionalism, anchored in consensus, respect, and openness, can succeed. We have thrived in our long-standing partnership with the GCC and China. Today, we have the opportunity to enhance these ties. With this spirit of optimism and shared purpose, I look forward to a constructive and fruitful discussions today. Thank you. Now I invite His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Sabah, Crown Prince of the State of Kuwait, which is incidentally one of the first GCC countries who embarked on massive investments into this region. And now, President of the current session of the Supreme Council of the GCC, to deliver his opening address. Thank you, Your Highness.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أخواني أصحاب السمو والمعالي، ممثلي قادة دول مجلس التعاون لدول الخليج العربية، الأصدقاء أصحاب الفخامة قادة دول رابطة جنوب